Hello YouTube, this is Matt Pullen, and it is time for a quick chess video entitled The Awkward Knight Square. Without a doubt, the worst square to have your knight on when defending against an opponent's passed rook pawn is the fianchetto square. b2, g2, b7, g7, any of these squares. The reasoning is because of the unique properties of this square, it is incredibly difficult for a knight on this square to control the corner. Now, ordinarily, say we had a knight here, and we want to get to the square diagonal to it. The knight has two different ways to get there in two moves. But in this position, the knight on b2, neither of those two maneuvers I highlighted are possible because of the edge of the board. So a knight on a1 would obviously stop a pawn on the a file due to blockading it, and would also control the b3 and c2 squares. So in the context of defending against an opponent's passed pawn, even though mathematically the worst square for a knight is the corner of the board, where it only is two legal moves, not a bad place to have your knight. But b2, on the other hand, is, say there were a black pawn on a4. And we have pawn a3. It takes the white knight 3 moves to get to this square, and 4 moves to get to this square. And clearly, because the black pawn is going to be on a2 next move, it's too slow for white to do this, and he doesn't have enough time to get to the corner. See, how would he even get to the corner here? c4, a3, c2, a1. So in this position, it is actually a win for black, even if white's king is very close. So say white had a king here, and it is white's move. Well, the king can get in the square of the black pawn, the king c2, and if black were to capture the knight, then this would be fine for white. But no, black just plays a2. Now the pawn is attacking this square, and white's own knight is in the way, so he can't go to b2. So black is just going to queen next move, and there's nothing that white can do about it. So yeah, that is the reasoning behind why in the fianchetto square, b2, g2, g7, and b7 are the worst squares for the knight to be on when defending against the passed rook pawn. This came into play in a recent 15-minute pool game of mine. 95. Where in this position, with 42 seconds left on my clock, it took me 5 seconds to realize that the most direct way of winning this endgame is to just trade the queen for the rook, because it brings this, the knight to this awful square where it can't control the corner. So that has been probably the quickest chess video I have made in a year. I hope you enjoyed it and gained some practical knowledge for use in your own endgames.